Hi, this is Imani Love with Blackout Magazine, and today we are here with music artist Sin out of California. Hi, Sin.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. So, can you please give our readers your name, your pronouns, and a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Sin, and pronouns they, them, or she, her from time to time. I'm from San Diego, California, originally born and raised, and then I moved out to the Bay when I was like 17, and I feel like that really shaped kind of like my musical trajectory and just my creativity in general, especially being so rooted in like Black liberation and my social justice background in being like an organizer for so long and how I've been able to merge like the things I care about in real life that affect people and my creativity and how I can merge those together. So yeah, it's a little bit about me.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, you say you have a background in civil justice?
Yeah, and social justice. And so basically, I was working for nonprofits for a total of, I want to say, 5 years. And so the most recent one that I left, I was a program coordinator and manager at a nonprofit where basically I was working with young girls, queer, Tay youth in Oakland, as well as like trans women. And this was all people and young people who were in the prison system. And so I was working in facilities to basically do counseling, personal growth, emotional regulation, and then also doing court advocacy as well as overseeing and facilitating 4 different programs. And so some of those had to do with like young mothers as young as 14 who just needed some help. And so we would pretty much pay people to come to our programs and learn different political topics as well as how their lives are politicized within their own identity, whether they're aware of it or not, as well as just connecting people to more resources. And so I did that for 2 years. The one I did before was a lot more about demilitarization, and so getting police out of schools
Wow.
and our streets in Oakland. And so we actually won like I think it was over a 10-year campaign. It's called the George Floyd Resolution. And basically, we did research with people in the streets, specifically young people. So I would develop surveys with my job and basically go around high schools, middle schools, elementaries, and we would teach workshops about like why the police are rooted in white supremacy and how does that affect Black and Brown people today. And we actually achieved getting the police out of Oakland Unified School District. And so they don't have police officers on campus any longer. So a lot of my work had to do with that and the way that we made it palatable for younger people, especially like elementary, was doing it through theater, dance, music, just anything creative. And so that's been like the bulk of my life up until a couple months ago. So,
Wow, and that influenced your musical career as it stands right now, correct?
oh my goodness, yes. Like being in Oakland from 17 to 25 and it's like I was working at a coffee shop and one of the Black Panthers, Erica Higgins or Huggins, she came in every day. And it's like, at first, I didn't really know who she was. I would just make her chai every day and we'd just be getting to talking and stuff. And it's just like Elaine Brown, the person who took over the Black Panther Party from Huey P. Newton, is still alive and doing so much work today in Oakland. It's just like you're rubbing shoulders with these revolutionary people. And it's like, how can you not soak up that game and find a way to make it yours and be able to like give that out to other people. So yeah, it's given me a lot. I'm really happy that I moved and I'm excited to go back one day.
Oh, that is amazing. That sounds incredible. Um, so with your music, you spoke about your experiences in the nonprofit sector influencing you, but are there artists that influence your sound?
Oh my goodness, yes. I mean, I love D'Angelo, Erica Badu, Lauren Hill. Jasmine Sullivan was someone I listened to as a little kid, and I would just play her music over and over and over again. And to this day, when I hear her, I'm less listening because it's like, I love this song, but more so her vocal technique and the way that she's able to, use her voice in such a big way. And then one person I would have to say is like Janae and Cleo Soul. I feel like they're a lot more spiritual. And so I think it's a really big revolutionary act to have so many identities that are rooted in like being a part of a minority and still choosing like I'm going to take these experiences whether, for me a lot of it is like trauma and turn it into something beautiful. So that's why I really connect with those artists specifically.
Awesome, awesome. Now, this is a question I like to ask all of the people I interview just to kind of get a little bit of a background. Um, If you were to speak to your 13-year-old self, what would you say to them and why?
Ooh, oh my goodness. 13 was a very hard age and I would never go back. But
No one does. No one wants to go back.
I'd probably say you are so much more talented, smart, beautiful, and important than you will ever know. And it is very important that you go through these trials and tribulations because once you hit 25 and older, you're gonna see like I was tripping. I don't even know what I was sitting here thinking, like I'm not her and I'm not amazing and all these things. And I think that's what I would tell my 13-year-old self. And I would tell her to look up because I had a tendency when I was younger to like look down a lot while I was walking, not look people in the eye. And I was super insecure and like bullied a lot. And so I had a tendency to like, even when I was washing my hands in the bathroom, most girls, especially they're young, they're like doing their hair and this and that. And when I was growing up, like I was one of the only Black kids and I just didn't even know what to do with that. And so I would be putting water in my hair to make it go down because it was too frizzy, or I wouldn't look up in the mirror because I felt like I couldn't look at myself. Now I'm like, I want mirrors everywhere. So
Everywhere. I want to look at myself right now.
yeah.
Awesome. Talk to me about the song Stagnant.
Stagnant. Oh my goodness. Well, it really came out of like a past relationship I was in with this wonderful, amazing woman, super awesome person. Things just didn't work out and I felt that way. And I kept saying to her, like, this is not going anywhere. I really like you. I really want to be with you. Like in my head, we're married with some cats in a house. And like it's amazing. I don't know why you're not getting on my train right now. And so that song came out of such a heartache of like being with someone and knowing that it's never going to go anywhere past what you have. And it really has nothing to do with whether that person loved me or not, and everything to do with like their trauma stopping them from moving on. You know what I mean? And that happens a lot with people. And so Stagnant was like, oh, you know what? I recorded it in my car. I was driving home. I know it was a 5-minute commute from my job.
Wow.
I had always wanted to make a song like Frank Ocean. He has a tendency to have so much space and vibe, but I also love Yeba and Sampha. And so I found a beat and I'm driving with my left hand. I'm trying not to crash and I'm like pressing record on my phone and my iPad and everything, trying to get the beat. Da, 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 da. And when I got home, I just sat there for like 30 minutes and I just went off the dome. So I never went back to write to those lyrics at all. It's all just like things that came up in the moment, and it got me through a lot. So
Those tend to be the best songs, the
absolutely.
ones that are just unexpected and unplanned. So that's beautiful. I love that. Um, if there was one thing you want people to know about you or take away from this interview, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like I say this all the time that I'm like imperfect. Like I'm imperfectly but fearfully made, and I'm okay with that. I think a lot of us kid ourselves that we need to be, so amazing in everything we do and never mess up. And as someone who's gone through one of the biggest life changes in ever recently, you can have everything you've ever dreamed of and really worked hard for, the fame, the money, da, 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 whatever, and it can all be gone. But then what are you left with? It's just you. And if you're not comfortable with that person that you're left with, you need to do a lot of soul searching because you come in this world alone, you're going to leave alone. And I've never thought of that in a dark, messed up way. I've thought of it of like, there is so much power in your autonomy. And it's your job that, like, our ancestors, whoever you may be, fought really hard. So the fact that we can even have these conversations and I can say half the things I'm saying is a miracle within itself, right? And I don't like
Absolutely.
wasted time. I don't like wasted potential. And so that's what I would say is like, you just got to get right with you. So I feel like that's where I'm at. That's
Oh,
where I'll be.
that is beautiful. I love that. I love that. Um, if you had a motto or a favorite phrase, what would it be and why?
It is what it is. Every time somebody asks me, "Oh, you having a bad?" I'd be like, "It is what it is," because I'm also someone who is like a huge mental health advocate. A lot of my work has been rooted in trauma informed care and how do I walk with people on their healing journey to come home to themselves. That's where my music comes from. It comes from like being 13 and being suicidal and self-harming and having all these issues for a very long time, that like music was the one thing I did every day. I'm always listening to music. I'm always walking with it. I'm crying to it. I'm laughing to it. I'm angry to it. And so if I can be a part of somebody's day, whether it's they're going through a breakup or they're trying to find themselves, then I'm cool with that. It don't need to go no farther than that. If that's exactly where it stops, I would be happy with it. And I think there's power in just being like, you know what, I'm not going to take this too serious and I'm not going to dwell, because the moment you dwell, you get stuck, life will just pass you by, you know?
Hear
So,
that. I hear
yeah.
that. Oh, that's beautiful. So, how can our readers find out more about you? Do you have any upcoming shows or any albums or anything that they can tap into?
Yeah, I'm actually dropping a project. It's like a three-part series, honestly. So December 29th, I'm dropping a song that's more of like a gospel feel. But I don't think it is necessarily like just that. It's really just like, I don't know, trying to help myself get through. It's called If I Shall Die, and that comes out December 29th. So that'll be out as a single. Then I made a mixtape in 2 days. I locked myself in the studio and got 6 tracks out and just went until it was up to par. So that'll be coming out. I want to say early-ish January, maybe mid-January. And then there's an EP that I've been working on for almost like 2 years, 3 years now that I've
Wow.
been put out. So I'm looking forward to this evolution of just like, this is where I am, this is where I have been, and this is where I'm going. And honestly, my biggest hope is like people connect to it as best as they can. When it comes to shows and stuff, right now I'm really focused on getting things out, because I was performing every week consistently for like a year and some change, and that's awesome. But I also want to make sure that I stay with people for more than just a moment. So yeah, I would say that.
Awesome. All right. So, what are your social media handles?
So Instagram is Cynthia.Barone. On TikTok, it's Sin Music Official. YouTube, I think it's called Sin's Corner. And then Twitch is In This Life of Sin with a C.
All
So
right. Send with us. All right. Send with a C. Well, I thank you so much for taking the time out to speak to us at Blackout Magazine. We look forward to hearing so much more from you and following your journey. I appreciate you. And thank you so much.
yeah.